Lee must be really pleased with getting that first win of the calendar year under your belt. I guess you'll want to be using that as a springboard as you head into Bolton.
Yeah, I was really pleased. I thought we showed true grit, if you like, in that game. Obviously, going down to 10 men, it's a tough ask in any championship game, but we got the goal at a good time, and then the boys dug in, and obviously the second goal was the icing on the cake, if you like, but we had to put our bodies on the line, defend. We've done that well, and we want to maintain that special feeling going into the Bolton game.
Yeah. Last time round you beat them 2-0 back at the gate. Seemed fairly straightforward from what I can recall, but this time round, Bolton at home, they've won 5 of their 6 games since then at their place.
Yeah, I think it's a tough game, there's no doubt in that. Like, the pitch is tight. Obviously the way Phil's got them set up, it's nice and solid, secure. They've got a lot of experience in their ranks as well. And it was a difficult game in the first fixture, that's for sure, but I think this will be even tougher given the fact that he's on their home patch and given the fact that they've improved a lot. Massive credit should go, because at one point that early they almost looked dead and buried very early, but such is the strength of character of their team that they've come through and got some really good results.
Yeah, just a couple of points from the drop as it stands, so they've got a point to prove. They'll come at you, will they?
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. When we played them last time, I think they haven't won in 5 or 6, and that run continued for a couple of games after. So, yeah, they'll come at us, and they've got Medine up front, so they're direct in the way they get balls into him, but they play as well, and they've got a nice balance of playing at the right time and going direct. Not a side that has loads of possession, but because they're solid at the back and they've got experience, it's difficult to break them down. And we have to play our best to get a result.
A couple of familiar faces at Bolton Wanderers, Aaron Wilbraham, Mark Little. Will you be catching up with them?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we saw them obviously with a cup run. They came to Manchester City away and managed to catch up, have a coffee with them in the hotel, and then after the game at home had a little chat. So it certainly doesn't feel like they've been gone for that long, so it won't be too deep a conversation, particularly before the game, because obviously we've got a game to win.
Yeah, fully focused. One player you'll be without, of course, Nathan Baker. The appeal was dismissed by the FA. What's your thoughts there?
Disappointing. I don't believe, certainly when you review it, that it's anywhere near a red card. It's not two-footed. Yes, he strides into it at pace and power, but so does Scowen. Scowen's a nippy little player that gets across. And it's just another example this year of us having to fight the odds, and we have to make sure that with decisions like this that we seem to keep getting from the authorities, what I believe is injustice, then we have to make sure that we knuckle down and the boys have that siege mentality against the authorities to get a result.
Just a quick word on the January transfer window. Are you pleased with the players that you've brought in, and what can we expect in the next 24 hours or so?
Expect the unexpected. No, nobody knows in the last sort of 24 hours. It can get crazy. Listen, we've said publicly before, we don't want to lose any of our players. We're delighted with the ones that we've brought in. I think each brings something different. Obviously Ryan Kent's on loan, so it's a short-term fix with an injection of speed and guile that we need. 2 assists already, which is great news. And Liam Walsh, we know, is one for long term, but can also perform in the short term because he's ready. And I think he's probably a bit disappointed with his performance against Man City, and that's a good challenge for him, because hopefully next time we play Man City, if we ever do, he would have grown from that performance and be that little bit sharper in the mind, because against Norwich I thought he was probably our best player at home on the day. So this is the challenge of a young player, you know, it's an emotional roller coaster, up and down and dips. But again, the player that we believe is going to be an excellent one for the future, as Brownhill been, and O'Dowda and players that we've signed. So obviously we've got Louis Dioni as well, and you saw a little glimpse of his sort of pace and power. Difficult game for him to come on because we're down to 10 men and you're asking him to go into a tactical structure that he's had 1 day's training in. But I thought he'd done well. He took on the instruction, got hold of it a couple of times, won a couple of flick-ons, nasty foul in the corner. But he stood up to that one, and looking forward to working with him as much as we can.
Excellent. Just finally on injuries, there's a little bit of a list still knocking around, but Frank Fielding, he's a couple of weeks away. Is that still the...
Well, I think Frankie's maybe advanced a little bit quicker than we thought. just chatting to him there, we have to take it easy, but he's feeling good. The bruising's come out, and that sort of abductor in the thigh type area, which is good. That's now gone, the bruising, so it's just a case of steady away and try and build him up to striking a ball again. And if he can do that, then all the other movements are all right anyway, so hopefully that'll be sooner rather than later.
Great. Just up from the back as well, we've got Jens Hagler, Eros Pisano as well.
Yeah, Eros had a little setback really, just didn't feel as comfortable as we thought he might with the running, so we took him back a stage, and now he's easing back into the stage that he was, which is basically running on the grass. It's different running on the grass to running on the treadmill. Treadmill, you can almost jump it and it runs under you, and the grass, of course, you've got to claw it from under you and push it away. So that's the next test, and that'll be happening over the next couple of days, and then we'll see how he is and ease him in. So a guesstimate is probably a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks away from seeing Eros in a shirt of some sort, i.e. under 23 game or first team game.
Okay. So Jens Hagler as well?
Jens is a bit further down the line in a negative way, as far as a bit further away, him and Callum O'Dowda. Both progressing well and both healing well, but just longer injuries, so I wouldn't expect to see them certainly in February.
Okay. And Gary O'Neill and Milan Djuric, how are they getting on?
Gary O'Neill is training, full training now, and obviously he's catching up his lungs, if you like, and that football fitness that you need after you've had a long time out. But obviously Gary's an experienced player. He's got good lungs anyway, and I think naturally he'll catch up. But again, we've just got to ease him in because he's no spring chicken, and got to make sure that he doesn't break down again. And we've got the luxury of that as well, given the fact that midfielders are playing really well. Who was the other one?
Milan Djuric.
Milan Djuric, yeah. Milan, I told you I made the decision to send him back to Italy. Make sure the power output is good, sort of, and level, both sides, 50-50 as far as his percentage of power each side. We're getting there with that one, but we're probably gonna allow him to go back to the specialist in Italy for 1 more week, maybe 10 days as of now. But after a good meeting with a specialist yesterday, we can certainly kick on with him now and push him a little bit more.